Okay, looks like we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to another streaming session for the comic Who Are You? Um, Today we are starting um, in my numbering system the 26th comic. This doesn't include any of the Who Are You 2s, which get their own little file and numbering system. Um, Spoiler warnings for anybody who's following us, just so you know, because we are a couple of comics ahead. Anyway, let's get started. Or, as you can see, I've already kind of gotten started. So right now what I'm doing is we got Bilda going back into the truck with Truckerbot. Excuse me. Or driver. I'm actually using you can't see it over here, but I'm using a picture of looks like a firefighter getting into a fire truck as a reference for this, and it works pretty darn well. It's always a good idea to have visual references for stuff. Makes it easier to draw. I remember one of my art teachers even going as far as saying something along the lines of art is already a lie because you're just drawing a representation of something. It's not the real thing. And by just trying to draw strictly from your head, you make the lie more. You compound it. So using references kind of decreases the lie, as it were. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I suppose, but it's something that always kind of stuck with me. Anyway, this is actually looking pretty decent, I think. I'm fairly happy with how it looks. Let's add a little bit of thickness to all this. There we go. That's looking like a thing. Now I need to reference one of my past comics because I think I drew what the inside of the door looks like on one of these. Excuse me a moment, I'm referencing things. Da 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 da. Let's see, I know I drew the inside of the door at one point. There we go. Okay, so nothing too fancy there. Just some panels that could represent just about anything, really. I kind of picture these as maybe there's speakers or something like that. The the driver bot even referenced that there were music stations at one point, so it makes sense that the vehicle would be built with speakers with playing music in mind. Oh, and as I've mentioned before, these are just the rough pictures. That's why it's done in blue. It's kind of a holdover from real quote-unquote comic stuff where they would draw stuff in blue at first because the particular shade of blue they would use is actually, it cannot be picked up by photocopiers. At least that's my understanding. I could be mistaken on that. It's not needed for this, but having these be in blue makes it easier for me to draw over these when I do my inks, quote unquote. Okay. I suppose I should probably draw at least part of the body of trucker, driver. Okay. I need to reference back what his body looks like, because we haven't really had much in the way of a full body shot of Driver. Because Driver does not have legs. Oh, that's right. I'm logged in under my other thing, so I can't. I don't have access to my standard drive because I'm logged in under the comic thing. So. Oh no, I'm. It's not the script. It's the. I have photos saved on, or I have pictures of some of the characters from my initial design saved on my other drive. Well, no, I drew. Maybe it's in the same comic. I'm just being silly. Okay, so he's got sort of cylindrical torso-like thing. There we go. I'm not going to see much of him here, but I want it to be at least somewhat accurate, you know? Okay. That works. And I always number the panels because it makes it easier for me to tell how much I've done, and especially when I'm working on stuff, it lets me know how much I have left to do. So Builda has climbed in. Now, excuse the coughing, folks. We're I think we had gotten over whatever hit us around Christmas break, and now we got hit with something new. The joys of living with a small child and a teacher. Anyway. Yeah, our little boy is up. Okay. And we're back. Just had to... Why am I not finding the links to... Joan, when you get a chance, can you take a look at the script? I can't find the links to where it lets me jump from month to month.
You have to go and do, okay, on the side, you have to go until you want to see the outline.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Some brief technical difficulties there. Now we're back. Okay. So Builda loads up, or loads back up, and then drives down the grassy path to the old site. So we're going to have Builda get in. And we should have... Cool. Okay. So we want to do this in about 4 panels. We don't want to take up too much time. I guess we can go ahead and jump straight to the vehicle driving off. So who's all watching us today? It should be on early enough for some of our European fans to pop in if they want. Sure. I still chuckle a little bit to myself every time I look at the truck because I know full well that I gave the truck a trucker hat. Maybe I'm too easily amused, but it's fun. Alright, come on, computer, catch up. There we go. The thing I gotta remember with drawing this is that this area is overgrown. It shouldn't look nice and tidy. It should look like it's been abandoned for 100 some odd years, potentially. There we go. Just 1 second, folks. Gonna share the link around. My love, do you think the sign for it being Campsite 12 would be potentially lit up or something? Like maybe it's a light would shine on it to let people know which one to go to or something?
I don't think so.
So just regular wooden posts with a sign on it?
Maybe not a wooden post, probably metal posts.
Okay.
I would say like signs even still up because, metal takes a long time. Stop, Scooby. Scooby, sit down everything. What's wrong? What's wrong, Scooby?
Just a sec, folks. Oh, hey, Jens. Glad to see you. For those of you that's watching this later, thank you. Jens here does another web comic on Tapas called it's just Blue Life or something like that, and we've collaborated with him.
Yes.
We collaborated with him on a couple of things because we had funny ideas and it just all lined up. So even if you can't hear us, we appreciate you coming in and checking out the stream. Okay. Anyway, so this is the sign that marks the campground that our bots are going to be staying at. And we've kind of shown that there's vine plants here that seem to kind of just grow over everything. Trying to indicate that I want bright light coming from this side, indicating the cars coming up to it. There we go. And in just a sec, I'm going to share this link with a couple of people. Oh, hey. One of my former co-workers, who's also an artist, is online right now in theory, so I'm going to share the link with him. Posting. Promise, I'll get back to the art real soon. Okay. Looks like you can just barely hear my son playing in the in the background. Okay, so we got them driving up to the campsite. I can turn up the mic. How does this sound now? Yeah, we have the sound for the stream turned off on our end so we don't get weird echoey stuff. Plus, it'd probably be horrifically distracting for me to hear myself talking from like 10 minutes ago. Okay.
That is loud.
Okie dokie. What's...
Also, I found out why I was a minute behind when you somehow got paused.
Okay, so I got them going up there. We'll do kind of a wide shot of everyone in front of the campsite, I think. Oh, goodness. You guys probably can't hear it because of things, but we're having some interesting weather over here in Texas. It's really cold and incredibly windy. At least in our part of Texas, I should say. It's a big state. There's a lot of weather to go around, as it were. So, have the door open there. This is one of the times where I wish our format was just a little bit different, because since we're doing this as a vertical based comic, we don't have a lot of space to do very wide shots. And so the ones that we do end up doing are kind of on the small side. Yeah, you can totally hear my son having fun with his Legos in the other part of the living room.
But also very true like horror.
Yeah,
She's
it wasn't
babies at some point.
yeah, it wasn't really my intention to make it super creepy looking,
But also,
but yeah, it does look like something out of a horror movie. I also realized that the Ranger bot looks like something out of like a ghost movie or something like that, with the cobwebs coming off of him. And his all gray color scheme. So now we got a leg.
did you know something funny?
What's that?
So a little bit this morning, the weather's actually going to drop. The temperature's going to drop. And then it's going to start slowly going back up again for like a brief minute in the afternoon, and then it's going to back down again.
Okay, yes. We talk about cold weather here in Texas, and it does not compare to what is considered cold weather, particularly in Scandinavian countries. -5 degrees Celsius. Goodness.
So you want a conversion in that?
Sure. I don't know what the exact conversion is, but I imagine it's still probably colder than. Yeah, so colder than us still. Yeah, my lovely wife spent a lot of her childhood in England, where she got to have snow, and then after a brief stint in Hawaii, lived in Maryland, which is a northernmost state. Is one of the northern states. It's a northern state in the U.S., which had very cold winters, and thus snow. Excuse me. Excuse me a moment, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I had a audio reminder that it was trash day when I heard the trash truck actually driving through our street, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't bring the trash out." And then I realized the reason for that was because there's nothing in our big trash can, so we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. How are you? To quote the prophet Han Solo. Okay. Let me reference back something because it'd be cool to keep their positions the same. I don't think you can exactly ship snow.
Yes, you can. It's just difficult. Why are you ruining my dream, Thomas?
Let's see. Okay.
Your paws are freezing.
Our cat just came in from the garage where he has a little cat bed. He has a cat bed inside, but he likes going out. Likes going to the one in the garage sometimes.
Very noisy and annoying.
And he's trying to lay on my wife's chest, but he's probably very, very cold.
Hey, Saber, you haven't figured out what you want to get with your $20 yet, have you?
trying to make sure that these guys stay in some semblance of scale. So right now I'm drawing blue, our blue, not your blue, Jens. We'll go ahead and use the not usually depicted folded up wings version of blue. Waiting for my computer to catch up with me. I first came up with this kind of variation to his character model when I needed to depict him in a setting where he was sitting at a table, and it would. This was for the one of the Patreon wallpapers, which, by the way, guys, subscribe to our Patreon. Anyway, and so I didn't want him to have his weapons out because it was a Thanksgiving thing, so I was like, okay, they're sitting up for Thanksgiving. They shouldn't have weapons. And having his wings out was just going to make the picture way too crowded, so I was like, okay, he can fold his wings up along his arms. Let's see, we'll offset his chest just a little bit to get the feeling like he's rotating his torso a little bit because he is slowly walking forward. There we go. Details in this section are going to be a little obscured because this is a lot smaller than he's usually drawn. So I'm not going to try to stress too much over 100% accuracy to his character model. There we go. That's the ticket. Do some voice for our blue.
Oh yeah, you did the voice.
Hmm?
Do Blue's voice. Let's hear what Blue's voice would sound like.
Okay, give me a moment. Okay.
Do I need to have Red say something for him to be smart aleck too?
If you want.
Alright. What's this thingy over here then? This tall, twisty, and whatever.
That is a tree, you crimson buffoon.
No, the thing behind the tree, the stone thing that's all twisty.
The stone thing? There. What are you even talking about?
That thing, it has a plaque and everything.
That is a sign. I know you're illiterate, but honestly.
I ain't illiterate. The letters are worn off.
Could have fooled me. I, Blue, speak with a rather calm, collected tone. Fairly even. And I do not normally raise my voice.
Snooty pants.
I am not a snooty pants.
Y'all too.
This one brings out the worst in me, I swear.
Your best ain't much better.
My best is better than whatever you have to offer.
Hey, look, it's Vilda.
Grey Lady? Where? I thought she was off. Do not
Just look.
I do not appreciate your tomfoolery. There we go. Um, I'm not really like Blue per se, but one of the things that my wife and I do to figure out storylines is we often sort of voice out, act out scenes with our own voices and stuff to figure out how the story's going to go. So, to keep us from having to do too many things, each of us has different characters that are kind of assigned to us. I tend to voice Query, Blue, and sometimes I'm a driver.
Hey, I want to do Red's voice where you can hear it. Can I borrow the headphones for a minute?
Okay, just a sec.
Hello. So, usually when I do Red's voice, it sounds kind of like this. He don't tolerate none of your foolishness. Well, Query is alright. She work hard. She does a lot of nice things, and she has a nice voice. And, gotta respect them Grays. Gray's gonna work pretty hard. And they know better than Blues do about hard work. Obviously, I picture the voice a lot deeper because it is a male voice, but it helps me get into the mindset. Usually, when I'm trying to do Bilda out loud to kind of see if the words sound right, for her, it's more like, hey guys, come on, let's go build stuff. You know what? You know what we should build? A gazebo. we need a gazebo. And it should be right here in the middle of the factory floor. We don't use this conveyor belt. Come on, let's build the gazebo right here. I mean, we have birds flying in through the holes. I mean, we don't. Do we really have to fix the holes? Cause I want to build a gazebo, please. Gazebo, please. And Drive honestly sounds a little bit like Red. It's possible he was Red Side driver originally, or one that visited the Red Side a lot. We have other characters as well that are coming up eventually. The Ranger that we are introducing, he just to me sounds kind of like, I don't know, like Jellystone Park Ranger, except calmer and not as yelly. But yeah, that's why. If any of the characters talk with an actual accent, I try very hard to mimic the accent in the writing, which Thomas will tell you I spend way too much time going, no, that's not how you spell that. That's not how you write that. How do you spell that? And then I get to look up the triple and quadruple contractions Texans use. Twerk nothing. I wouldn't do that. Stuff like that. Okay, I'm handing this back over now. Because it's Thomas's show, not mine.
So yeah, we have fun. Speaking of Red, we're now drawing him. Oddly enough, Red doesn't get a whole lot of full body shots. Partly because he's so big, he takes up a lot of space in frame. And if I'm having to draw him interacting with other characters, I often either have to zoom way out or basically crop parts of him out. There's a thread on Tapas where people were talking about what their what voices their characters sound like. So we kind of like the idea of going, okay, so who would voice our characters? And when I was thinking of Red, I was like, okay, Peter Cullen, the original voice of Optimus Prime, he kind of modeled Prime off of John Wayne, but he doesn't really have that southern accent. So if there was some way to, get Peter Cullen doing a southern accent, I know he did westerns, but I don't know any of those. And then I remembered, oh wait, he did that in Transformers. That was Ironhide. He was the voice of Ironhide, who had a very strong southern accent. He's like, but Prime, every time I look into a monitor, my circuit sizzles. When are we gonna start busting Deceptichops? So we found that scene and posted it to the Tapas forums. Trying to convince our son to use some of his allowance and birthday money that he just got. I want to go to Target and buy some toys. Those of you who know me from my other channel, Shelf Space, know that I'm a bit of a collector. Transformers, Gundam, Power Rangers, Super Sentai stuff. Wide range of interests. Not much of comic book toys, oddly enough, considering I actually do have a comic book collection as well. This is one of these moments where I wish we had a webcam, because you guys can pick this up. I can see the little gang going up and down. And actually, I do have some money to burn, because I also do t-shirt stuff. But I think I'm probably going to be using that for either Gunpla, Gundam model kits, or get some stuff from Kyurenja, which was the Super Sentai series from a year or two ago. So apparently I don't have to say anything. I just let the stuff going on in the background entertain you all, I guess. Nobody's telling me not to. We have fun here. So now I just merge the layers together. There you go.
Sorry about that. I thought this was in the lock, and then I leaned back and also it popped up. I did not want to hit you in the head by accident. Okay? You want to head somewhere? Okay, well, let's see. High five. Reset it. But I can't reset it if you're holding it. You should tell them how we're playing.
They can hear you guys playing.
I know, but you should explain what's happening.
So my son is on a blanket on the floor, and my wife has her feet on like either side of him and is just using her feet and legs to kind of shift him around. And he's just enjoying the heck out of that, and I'm okay with that. It's the simple things in life, you know? So that goes on this side. So we should have... more trees. Yay. Yeah, we have fun over here, Jens. Xavier can be very rambunctious, but we love him. Okay. Are you talking about the Tomodachi?
Tomodachi Life app.
I don't think that's around anymore, actually.
Oh, okay.
No, Adriana has it.
Yeah, but she may have downloaded it years ago. It might not be available for download anymore.
And actually that's Tomo Life, I think, or something. Tomodachi Life is a DS game.
Tamagotchi.
Wait, Tamagotchi?
Tamagotchi. Tamagotchi.
Okay.
Life.
I'm looking it up so you can do what you need to.
Okay. We're trying to figure out what my son's talking about. It's the eternal struggle with parents.
That's not it.
This? And that's the only app.
No, that's the DS3 version.
No, that says Arcade.
But that's wrong.
Okay.
Is that this?
So now they're at the campsite. So the next step is they all take turns clearing out the circle. The builder should be distracted by a furry creature at least once.
Did you screenshot from it? Tamagotchi though, right?
Yeah.
That's the right word?
Okay, so let's see. Let's go to some reference stuff.
Got it? That?
I know what I want things.
Download in the Apple Store by this week.
Right, because plus Adriana said she doesn't have an app for iPad or not.
Yeah, so it might not be available for
We're going to have Red pulling out some saplings. On the couch. Pick up the thing that's on the couch. That's why we muted the mic for a moment. Okay. Thank you for coming by, Jens. Always appreciate it. Have fun with your negative 5 degrees Celsius or whatever it was. What's up?
Katamari Damacy Reroll.
Yeah, Katamari Damacy Reroll is a master of the first game, I believe.
I wonder if it's used that one. Be funny.
I don't know. I don't think the original creator is in on it. Because I think he left the company a while back. Around the time they released one of the first mobile apps, I think.
You know, that would probably be something we would really like to get. There's DLCs for Damacy.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Is it compatible with the system? Is it?
It's for Switch.
It's for Switch.
Oh.
Do 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 do.
Sorry, I'm looking at stuff that's between these videos now. Whatever.
Is the game out?
Yeah, it's out for download. Definitely. Also, Lego Marvel Superheroes from Nintendo Switch 2 is currently $100. You might have also thrown in $10.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yes, it did. Could you please start laundry?
Okay. There's panel 5.
Wait, Timothy, whose clothes are you in? You're a laundry person.
Xavier, our load isn't separated yet.
Do your clothes, please.
Just a sec, folks. Okay, folks, I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream here for today. We got 5 panels drawn out. I'll, of course, be working off stream. And we had some fun conversations, had some fun times, got to listen to my wife and son play in the background. Hope all of you are going to have a good day. Stay warm, stay safe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. And I'll see all of you the next time we stream. Please be sure to check